the people who are choosing to take part in the ritual and the self-sacrifice are the ones being sacrificed. I haven't seen any evidence to the contrary so far, and obviously I'm not looking for that to happen. I didn't particularly want anyone to get sacrificed, but it's not my say to say when someone needs to feed the moon. You know, there's much larger forces going on at play than any of us here.
Yeah, I mean, if you zoom out and you look at the sort of macrocosm nature of say the microcosm. So as a microcosm, we all know that things are birthed, live, and then they face death. Well, if you look at it from, if you zoom out, look at the macrocosm, then equally entire planets, realms, may go through the same process.
Yeah.
And things have to be passed on, things have to be transferred over. And this is something that really needs to be understood, that nothing lives in isolation. Everything is connected to something else.
Yeah.
In fact, nothing really can exist in isolation, unless it's some kind of outer cosmic substance, which is not dependent on anything for its existence. I mean, I can't see anything in my reality that isn't dependent on something else.
Of course. Everything's been fed by something else. Yeah. This subject has been troubling me greatly. Like, why, you know, if you wanted compliant people for your new Schwabian utopia, why would you make an agenda where the compliant people consensually sacrifice themselves in front of everyone else for them to see? I think maybe this is why it's stopping some fence sitters from completely just letting go, is because they can't make sense of it. Because really, it should be the fact that the NWO would release a deadly people's pandemic, and only the compliant Britney Spears attendees were the ones who survived.
Well, that's what you think.
That's what you would think, isn't it? Right, so let's get back to what we were talking about.
It's interesting because the whole population promise, and then they tear down the Georgia Timestones recently.
Yeah, well, we talked about that. Yeah. The Georgia Guidestones coming down the same week they switched on the Large Hadron Collider. So, yeah, I mean, here's a graph which shows exactly what we're talking about. This is the Coviet death chart. So number of Coviet fatalities, raw number. This is from the 1st of April to the 31st of May. I've got to be careful what I say here. First column is organic, pure bloods. Second column is proto-humongo Coviets. Third column is full pro-Coviet reaction NPCs. They're really good, those cards, aren't they? We'll talk about those in a minute. Yeah. And on the right, look at this. The co-founder of the Long Coviet Centre is called Marcus Klotz. No way.
It's too much.
So Marcus will mark you with the mark of the beast, and then you'll get Klotz. And he's like the founder of the Long Coviet Centre.
Marcus Blood Klotz.
Marcus Blood Klotz. Right. Now we talk about the Coviet Union. I think we need to big up what Omar Beats is playing with here, right? Because where's the box? Because I need who made these cards. I was sent these by, where is it? By Edmund Hodder. Edmund Hodder with a double D at gmail.com, right? And he's called Ethnode1 on eBay, right? And he made this deck of cards, and it's called the UK's Most Wanted Coviet Crooks, Know Your Enemy, right? And it's a whole deck of cards. And on every single card is a different criminal from the Coviet Union.
This is the best one.
It's like the Kingpin, right?
The Joker.
Who's the Joker?
Dominic
Savage.
Cummings.
Is that Dominic Cummings? Right, right. So the spades are media propaganda agents. The hearts are medical personnel. Clubs are government and cabal, and diamonds are sage and other advisors. So each suit.
Who is the Ace of Clubs then?
I don't know who is the Ace of Clubs.
None other than the Blair.
Oh, Blair, and it's got all their like
the devil face
names on and everything. Shit, right. We're going to have to put the link to get these cards in the description.
The name, the organisations.
Gosh.
The glasses.
Yeah, gosh.
Gosh, indeed.
Oh, I haven't got gosh button. What have I got?
I read a report: 33 million people in Britain are mentally ill. No, they're not.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Absolutely brilliant. So massive shout out to Edmund Hodder. Know Thy Enemy, Coviet criminal cards, right? We will get the link on the website or on the description to this, how you can buy these cards. Because imagine like playing cards with a bunch of normies or NPCs and whipping these bad boys out. 52 different Coviet kingpins, each got on a different card. Okay.
That's so good.
Yeah, very good. Sorry, I just had to big those up. I meant to do it at the start of the show. Okay, so...
For Nathan.
Did you... I sent you the link. Did you send it to him?
I did send... if Nathan's watching, I'll text you the link on your text message.
Coviet inquiry chair warns. So the people that are doing the chairman of the inquiry into the crimes of the Coviet Union is warning we've got to prepare for another pandemic, as the first public hearing set for spring 2023. So isn't that when the contract for the Coviet Union ran out on April 1st, 2023?
I believe it is, yeah.
Remember we exposed that last year?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to prepare for another one because there's an inquiry. And on the right here, doctors and nurses pretending they have no idea why healthy young people are having strokes and heart attacks. I know this might seem like old news and just a random meme, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because this has been going on for how long now, the whole coinciditis? I'm saying like 9 months.
At
least with the footballers, but it hasn't slowed down, it hasn't gone away. But
there's
now,
more variants.
There's more variants, yeah. So there's now like official SADs. You've got, just the excess deaths through the roof. You've got, obviously, the cardiac problems, and now everyone is talking about it. So here we go again. This is from last week. 300,000 people suffering from potentially fatal disease, with a third unaware of it. So we've got a nice 33 there.
Yeah.
Right? The condition remains silent, and the symptoms only emerge when the disease is already advanced.
How convenient.
How convenient. So what we're saying is, this is a silent disease that a third of a million people have, and a third of that third of a million unaware of it, right? And as soon as you have it, it's the first time you'll ever know about it, and no one can find it, and you just suddenly die.
That's a 333.
Is a 333. Master Lee just talked about you can't get any pilots in an airport. So here, care staff crisis so desperate that stressed workers are having heart attacks and strokes. Wow, really? I wonder if it's because they're care workers that had the Britney Spears concert and didn't leave their job. The chickens of the Coviet Union are really coming home to roost. Right, so here's...
Go back to that.
Let's go back.
Yeah.
What? Go on. A worker shortage is causing
to get worse
meltdowns.
in the winter.
It's likely to get worse in the winter. Wait a minute.
Didn't they say that about the summer last year?
Oh right, I thought it was heat strokes. What, heat stroke is get worse in the winter?
That's what I read. Yeah, that's why when you go back. Yeah.
No, we have to check because sometimes you don't know it's a meme or real. It's like it's very difficult to discern. So a worker shortage is causing meltdowns, and the crisis is likely to get worse in the winter. Okay. And obviously the bug agenda is just like going so far ahead now. We're even finding historic propaganda.
Wow. Let's go milk some roaches.
Roach milk, 3 times more nutritious. We talked about the bug super factory that's been built in America.
They've been eating bugs in China for a long time, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's you could argue that there is nothing wrong with eating bugs. Because people have been doing it for years, that's fine. But I guess when meat is being taken away and cricket factories are being put in there, you have to start asking questions. Cockroach milk, yes, great. This here is from 3 years ago. This is from 2019. The power to pester. Why kids are the key to edible bug acceptance. If we can convince them that eating bugs is healthy, sustainable, tasty and cool, they will compel their parents to make the product purchases.
It'll become the norm in another 20 years' time. 15,
yeah. Well, listen, we've seen what's happened in the last 6 weeks with this bug narrative. Here's another one. 4 days ago. Eating too much protein makes pee a problem pollutant in the US. Protein-packed diets add excess nitrogen to the environment through urine, rivaling pollution from agricultural fertilizers. But I thought they said that bugs are an excellent source of protein. But you can see it's an anti-meat agenda, isn't it?
So our pee damages the atmosphere, and so does our farts.
Listen, how can like there's a certain amount of protein in the realm.
Sack.
Whether the protein is consumed by biodegradable processes, whether it goes through a stomach of an animal or a human, it's going back into the realm. Where are the extra chemicals coming from that are damaging the climate? Do you see what I mean? It's all in the cycle.
It's all in the cycle.
So this seems just like pure.
What's interesting is obviously with the new veganism and things like that being really heavily put in place, there's mass farming of like proteins. You know, not animal proteins, but vegetable and like organic proteins. You know.
Yeah.
So maybe these are the proteins that are causing the issues because they're synthesized, a lot of these proteins.
Well, they're using all different types of things now to get protein out of like algae and stuff like that.
Problem, reaction, problem.
Yeah, it's just like problem, isn't it? So this is the butcher of the future on 33 Johnson Street. It's Johnson & Johnson Limited Butcher. Yeah.
He looks so fitting in the background there, doesn't he? Or Cummings.
He actually looks like a proper butcher.
Yeah.
Really good.
He looks like an
So, yeah, I think that's a brilliant bit of seminal artwork, Coviet art from Russ Kieran there, as per usual. So, in
Did you read something about Chris Whitty? Did he make something like 30 million from the Britney Spears tour?
Probably 33 minutes.
Yeah, mate, 30, I'm sure. I thought that was like the average, like sort of median average paycheck for a Coviet Union commissioner. Here's your £33 million check. Thank you for your services.
Services rendered.
Services rendered to the realm, to the great work